everyone? Breezeway Productions here in our sit-downs with Tanna Fredricks, star of Two Ways Home film. This is a fantastic film. You guys got to see it. And we're here just to talk about a little bit about like the filmmaking process, how we got to where we are. Because I know you produced the film as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
So let's start it off. Let's start here. I know you're from Iowa, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So how did your filmmaking endeavors start?
My filmmaking endeavors start actually when I moved to California, because at the time there wasn't a lot of cameras available like there is now, which is a great thing.
Right.
But I had to actually do the move and drive my Honda Civic like across through Colorado, break down in the mountains, and then get out to California. So my filmmaking started doing a lot of student films here. Applying, shoving headshots. Still, there wasn't. There wasn't the digital age.
And mail slots and all that stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Just doing whatever I could to get into a door, and then doing the audition process and all that good stuff.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, as far as Two Ways Home goes, how did this start? Where did it come from? Did you see the script or get the script? Did you help create the script? Tell us a little bit about the inception.
The inception was it was a family friend who wrote the script, and what I wanted to do, and my goal was, because I had done a lot of films out here, and I had seen a lot of films in Iowa, but originally I'm a super Iowa-phile, so I'm just like a down-home girl. Like my whole family's there, I live here, but my heart's there and here. So I wanted to make a film that was Iowa-based, and I wanted people to see and utilize all the talents that are in Iowa. And the film crew, the crews there are amazing. Like, they're usually not showing their talents because they're doing politics all the time, and all the political stuff. But there are such amazing, talented people in Iowa. So I wanted to show, first of all, the stories from Iowa, which I was noticing, as I was out here, I was noticing that a lot of horror films were shot in Iowa, or if there was stuff shot in Iowa, it was maybe transports from LA. So there would be A-listers who were flown
That
to
they'd
Iowa.
fly them out and cast them out here and then bring them out to Iowa. Right.
Exactly.
A little unfair to the people in Iowa.
It is. And then, whatever, it's a trade-off because they need that for the budget. But
Right.
I was really bound and determined to get all the talent from Iowa. So we held a casting call all across the state and ended up auditioning over 500 actors, which was really cool. We ended up using a local family farm. I got the local script from a friend of the family. He had actually written it about my aunts and my grandfather, loosely based on kind of a family story. And it was beautiful. Everybody just came together. It became so community-based. We have beautiful scenery. I think we got so much value out of the land and the crew.
You did.
Because in a way that we couldn't have gotten, with hard cash, because the hearts were there, and because people were so excited because they were like, "There's actually a movie being
film
shot
shooting
here."
in Iowa? What is happening? Yeah.
Right.
So then you said it was based on family members of yours, grandmothers, grandpa. So he wrote it loosely. Obviously, you always need to add those little other dramatic things in the script. But as far as personal experiences, then, so you guys have all felt this. So did it really, when you first read it, did it resonate a lot? Did. You had to make it?
It did resonate a lot because I think the plight of the farmers in Iowa and that decision to take somebody off the farm. Like my grandfather had his farm, his grandfather had that farm. Everybody, generations and generations, and then watching all of these big budget cooperatives come in, like Monsanto, and take over the farms, and private farmers not being able to compete for their land, and farmers eventually breaking, like my grandfather breaking his hip and having to die in a nursing home. In an ideal scene or situation, I would have loved to have taken my grandfather and had been with him and helped him live the rest of his days on a farm.
Right there where he belonged.
Right. And the delicious fact that Tom Bauer plays his character, my grandfather was so cantankerous and such a kind of a jerk, and we just would have been like that. But we get to do that. We get to play out those scenarios because we're filmmakers, and so it was a beautiful way to kind of do that. What would have happened if I could have taken care of my grandfather?
It played very well. So
thank you.
Yeah, it was great to see. So there's a lot of themes. It touches on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Family is one of those big themes in the film,
Right.
as well as bipolar disorder. It resonates throughout the whole film. It's one of the major backdrops. Now, you as an actress, how'd you get to those spots? Honestly, what did you really have to dig deep down and use a lot of energy to get there? Or, because it's tough to do that stuff, and you did it very extremely well.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for saying that. It was, I wanted to portray a person that was mentally ill correctly in the media, because I saw a lot of films that don't portray somebody with bipolar in a way that's realistic, or sometimes it's played upon as being humorous. And I wanted to create a film that showed bipolar as being something strong, something that people can walk away from the film and say, wow, that mental illness that person had, that adversity made them a stronger individual, made them an amazing person, made them more of who they are, and brought their family together more. And so my parents worked in the mental health field, so growing up I was around a lot of people who were severely mentally ill, but there's a beauty, there's a delicacy to that, and there's it's such an interesting dance that people go through when they have to deal with bipolar or schizophrenia or depression or anything. And I just wanted to make that real. So it took me a long time to talk to my parents, say help me with it, and they're here tonight, which I'm really excited about. But to say, like, is this correct? Is this portrayal correct? Is this bipolar 1 or is this bipolar 2? I really wanted to specifically get the moments right, and to a lot of times in a lot of the deep scenes when I go off my meds, just be very honest and find what within myself, with me dealing with depression, like what moments have I had in life that would feel like, a bipolar dip, so just the earnestness of me being honest on screen and not afraid to be ugly, because those ugly moments in life that we think are ugly, I actually find the most beautiful moments in people's lives.
They bring on a lot in people. It shows a lot of strength when they can rebound from such thing, when they can come back as your character did and really find a little niche, and control it. There's my favorite scene in the film is one where you're off your meds, and everyone will get to see it, but it really shows you in a very good way what the disease can do to you, and how it can act on you, and that's what touched me in the film a lot. And as far as
Thank you so much for saying that.
Yes, absolutely. And so, as far as what was the hardest thing about the project? Was it starting this project, or was it just actually finishing it? And was it the funding that caused the most issues, or was it just trying to actually put it together? So the start or the finish?
I think when you get 3/4 of the way through and you're like, we got it. And is this really what we have? Do we have something? Is this something that we can make to the finish line? Can we take it? And you have that lull of like, oh my God, are we gonna shelf this? Is this ever gonna
missing
get
something? Do we have it all? Yeah.
And that's the scariest part. And then when you're like 7/8 way through the movie or finished, and you're just like, I've submitted to festivals, nobody's saying yes. Is this terrible? Is this everything that I feared? Have I put my whole last 7 years of my life into this and everybody hates it, And it's not true in your heart, but you're just, the self-doubt creeps in and you're just like, oh my God, this is terrifying.
Yeah.
But you push ahead anyway, and you just keep crafting, and you just keep cutting, and you just get the movie to that sweet spot where somebody says yes, and you make it into a festival like this.
How does it feel to be here?
It feels amazing.
Yeah.
We have so many people here from Iowa who, thought this film would never see the light of day, of course.
Well, it did.
They're
it did.
oh my God,
well,
we're at the Chinese theater.
You get to see it on a big screen.
I am so excited.
I bet. Well, Tanna, one last question for you. So, in your entire time as an actress, would you say this is one of your harder roles that you've done?
Yes, definitely. This was one of the hardest roles. Just to play a person who goes to such a dark place, and then at the same time to bring a sort of regalness to a woman of this nature who faces mental health disorder. You know, how do you make her strong? How do you make her beautiful? How do you show the notes of her that will encourage people after they watch a film to admire her and want to come out and you know, talk about mental illness themselves and confront their own demons and talk about meds and talk about the fact that they've gone through this. And, you know, I feel like we've done our job when people come up and they say, that's exactly, when you looked in the mirror at that point, like, that's exactly what I've done, or I know somebody who's done that, or I've gone through that, you know, and yeah, so it's, I wanted to do it justice. I wanted to, it's so, mental health in this country is so underfunded and so underrecognized.
It is. It's the reason for a lot of homelessness and a lot of other things that, you know, people, we can't control it because there's not enough help on that aspect.
Yeah, suicides, shootings.
Everything.
And it's something easy to overlook, but I feel like with art we can weave that into a beautiful story, which my cast and my crew really did, and walk out and say, wow, that's just a layer of life. It doesn't have to be your whole life. That's just a little layer. It's just a layer that can, like, help you fly a little bit if you can figure it out with your family.
Figure out how to flap those wings a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Well, folks, Two Ways Home is a great film. You got to check it out. You got to go see it. It's a story of you know, someone going through a lot of stuff in their life, refining what it is to live, and coming through with a lot of triumph. So check it out. Congratulations.
Thank you so
And I
much.
can't wait to go see the film again downstairs. And
I'm so excited to watch
yes.
it twice.
Yes, absolutely.
Yay.
Absolutely. All right. Well, take it easy and have a good fest, okay?
Thanks, Nate.
Thank you, Tanna.
Thank you so much.